This is the plaintiff, Amitra May. She says the defendant, her first cousin, was set to get married on a cruise ship, and she was going to be one of her bridesmaids. The defendant changed her mind about the cruise, but she'd already gone ahead and given them a deposit. The defendant ended up moving, changed her numbers, and she can't get a refund from the cruise company. And they say they have no record of a cruise ever being booked in the first place. Bottom line, her cousin has caused her all sorts of financial hardships, and she's suing her for the $1,070 she's owed. This is the defendant, Adele Lane. She says she really wanted her cousin on the cruise with her, but she couldn't afford it. She paid part of the plaintiff's share for the cruise and has no idea why she's suing her for that money, and even more, considering the cruise was only $700 to begin with. She's accused of creating a Titanic mess.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the defendant was supposed to get married on a cruise ship, and the plaintiff was supposed to be a bridesmaid, but that didn't happen. The plaintiff is suspicious there was ever a cruise, but the defendant says she's square with the plaintiff, so end of story. It's the case of, if you could see me now, I'm in the People's Court.
Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome.
Okay, Amitra May?
Yes.
You and your former boyfriend, who's asked us not to mention him by name, you have a power of attorney to represent him?
Yes.
Okay. Are suing Adele Lane,
Yes.
your cousin, correct? For $1,070 that you say was paid to her in order to book a cruise for her wedding that you were going to be a bridesmaid in,
Correct.
and then never returned to you.
Correct.
What happened?
In about October of last year, my cousin came to me. She told me that she was getting married. She said that it was going to be a destination wedding on a cruise leaving from New York, and she asked me to be one of the bridesmaids. I accepted because I was happy and I was excited. She told me that it was $720 and it needed to be paid by February 2012. I started paying off the cruise in installments. I started in November 2011 and I finished up in February 2012. My boyfriend at the time did give a deposit also of $350.
Okay, so you gave $720, he gave $350. He didn't finish paying in February. He was no longer your boyfriend.
Correct. He was
Okay.
no longer my boyfriend.
All right.
So he was requesting a refund, and I did request a refund for him.
Okay, well then, but what happens with the cruise?
Okay. Well, in
The cruise is supposed to take place when? In May of 2012?
Yes.
Okay.
It was supposed to take place May of 2012. In about January of 2012, family members started saying, oh, the wedding has been moved from the cruise to the Marriott downtown. But I've never heard anything about it. She didn't
But I thought
say
you were a
anything.
bridesmaid. Aren't you close to her? Not really? You're just a cousin?
We're close. We working on some things. We're working on some things.
Okay, so did you pick up the phone and call her and say, what the hey?
Actually, I went over there and said, what the hey?
Okay.
I was like, listen, like your sister is saying, you know, the wedding is moved. What's going on? She was like, oh, I told her that because I don't want her to be a part of the wedding. She's
sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's problematic.
What's she going to do? Just tell her, go to the Marriott. Yeah, we're going to be there in a minute.
She's causing me all these problems.
Were you having problems with your sister?
Yes.
Okay.
She was supposed to be a part of the wedding, but I guess with all of the problems, she no longer wanted her to be a part of the wedding.
Okay.
So to me, that was pretty normal behavior for her. So I was like, oh, okay. And I just went along with it.
Right.
In about February, I decided, this was after me and my boyfriend at the time had already split. I said, you know what? You don't bring sand to the beach. I'm not going to mope. I'm going to do some excursions. And have
Wait, what's I'm not going to bring sand to the beach?
I'm not going to bring sand to the beach.
Meaning you're not bringing a date?
Yeah, I'm not bringing a date. It's over. I'm still going to go and have fun.
Because it's a cruise and the men are like fish in the sea. Oh, I love that. All right. I'm not going to bring sand into the beach. I am going to steal that line and I'm not even going to give you credit. All right, go ahead.
So I called them up in about February to try and book some excursions. They asked me for a booking number, and then I'm like, I don't have a booking number. So they said, no problem. Can you give me the names of the individuals that's going to be going on the cruise? Who booked it? So I gave them, you know, her information. I gave them her fiance's name, my name. They said, no, we don't have anything. Do you have a telephone number? I had 3 numbers for her at the time, so I gave them all 3. They said, no, we don't have anything. Do you have an email address? I gave them the email address. They said, we don't have anything. So they said, just because it's not in our system doesn't mean that it's not here. Hold on, I'm going to transfer you to customer service. So I get transferred.
Is that you waiting for
That
customer
was me
service?
waiting for customer service. I gave them all of the same information, and they said, no, I'm sorry, we don't have anything. So I said, this person could have been new. Maybe they didn't find it in the system. I'm going to call back. So I called customer service a second time. Nobody.
Does anything ever change for you that you're so persistent?
Well,
that you...
it depends on what company you're calling. I don't want to give my secrets away, but if you call the first time and you don't get what you want the second time.
No, give me your secret. What do you mean you're not going to give your secrets away? Go ahead, tell me. What?
My cell phone company, Sprint.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's true that the squeaky wheel in this world gets greased, and you can never, you don't get anything if you don't ask. I abide by that policy as well. But was the result any different?
They still didn't have it.
Okay, so when do you call her?
So I called her March 5th. March 5th, 2012. And I said, hey, I'm calling Carnival trying to get some stuff. I've been asking you for this booking number. Carnival doesn't have anything. Like, what's going on? She said, I booked, it's a group booking, and I group with weddings, with the wedding department. My representative's name is Eric. And I actually didn't book under my name. I booked under Nichelle Stokes. So
Who's that?
That's another name that she goes by.
She has an AKA? She has an alias?
She has an AKA.
Why do you have an alias?
I don't.
Did you book under Michelle Stokes?
No.
Did you
can't.
tell her that you booked under Michelle Stokes?
No.
Okay, can I see the proof that you booked a cruise?
I don't have no proof. It's no proof. You don't.
Of course you do. How did you book the cruise?
On the phone.
Okay, so then they send you an email confirming that you have a reservation, right?
Yeah,
and if you paid her money to the cruise line, then you would have proof of payment. So how can you tell me there's no proof? There's no proof if you didn't do it and you pocketed her money.
No, and I even explained to her, I'm like, I don't, when she was telling me about, she never told me that she called customer service, no 3 times. She called me, she asked me for, what is the booking number?
And?
I didn't get the booking number. I gave her the group, because it was a group, because it was a wedding. I gave her the group, the name of the group for the weddings department for her to contact them. So she calls me and she says,
Did you contact the
Yeah, I
group
called
person
weddings.
whose name
I
she
told
gave you?
them.
What'd they say?
Wedding said, no, we don't have anything. So I told her, I'm still waiting for this booking number. She goes, oh, I can't give it to you right now, but check under, I don't really want to say the other person's name.
Okay.
But she told me to check under a different name. That other person was listed. Myself, herself, her fiance, they were not listed. So at the end of the day, I said, okay, I'm feeling lied to. I'm feeling disappointed. I trusted you. I want my money back. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. Give me my money. Let's move on.
Had she ever said to you, oh, it's not going to be on the cruise ship by then?
She didn't give a date. She said she was looking into it. She was looking into the Marriott downtown. Because
She had to
her
move the
fiancé-
wedding.
Yeah, off the cruise. Because
So how were you supposed to get your money back? How was she supposed to get her money back if you were no longer doing the cruise?
So are destination weddings really cool, or are they a hassle? What do you think?
Oh, let's just ask my dog. Hey. That's a no.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
Hassle, as we say.
Yeah, you're appearing nightly. What do you think? Who hasn't talked yet? You haven't talked yet. You just passed the microphone.
I think it's a hassle unless they're going to offer to pay for the trip.
But even if they offer to pay for the trip, it kind of disrupts your life a little bit.
Yeah.
But would you do it? I mean, it is kind of cool to go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's a free trip. I mean, I would go.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
What she did, she called me. She didn't say nothing. I need my money back because I'm not going. She called me. She said, hey, my boyfriend is not going to be able. She didn't give me any money at first. Her boyfriend gave me the first money. He gave me $350.
What'd you do with it?
I put his deposit. I put it on his deposit.
Prove it.
She calls
Prove
me.
it.
I don't have no proof. It's through Carnival. But she called me. She said, hey, I can't give you. I said, hey, you have to pay your deposit because when you book a cruise, it's double occupancy. So
she paid you how much?
She gave me maybe like $400.
How did you give her the money? In cash?
It
Yes.
was cash.
And you didn't get a
the first
receipt?
payment that was given, she had
And you didn't
a
get a
wedding
receipt?
dinner. No, that was in November.
Okay.
That was the
What
first payment that was
happened?
made.
You canceled the cruise. Why does she not have whatever money she did give you back?
She never contacted me.
Does she look like the kind of person who doesn't want her money back? She's suing you in court. Why would I believe she didn't contact you? Did you get married?
Yes, I got married on May 18th.
Was she a bridesmaid?
No, she never contacted me.
She's your cousin.
Yeah,
And my
but
cell
You
phone
knew
number
where to
been the same
contact
for
her
12
in order to
years.
ask her to be a bridesmaid. You know, she's obviously mad at you. There's a problem because she's not look at that. My bridesmaid didn't show up. Oh my gosh, what happened? She didn't go to a fitting. She didn't, but I'm supposed to believe that you didn't know anything was wrong and she never claimed the money against you.
She did go. She went to all my fittings.
Did she go to the wedding?
No.
And why didn't you go to the wedding? Because you asked her for your money back and what?
I got no information from her after that point. The 3 telephone numbers that I had for her, I called all of them. They were disconnected. I went to my grandmother's house. My grandmother said she don't live here anymore. She moved out and she moved in with her little brother.
So did you ever call her there? Or
I don't have a telephone number for her little brother. Her little brother changed his telephone number.
So did your relatives all tell you, hey, the wedding's on Saturday, we'll see you there? Like, did you ever?
Nobody told me when the wedding was. I didn't even know that she actually gotten married.
I don't really think you guys are close enough to be bridesmaids at each other's wedding. That's sort of the way it sounds. Where's her money?
I don't know. She have to.
Well, you got to know because you're the one who took her money, right? Okay. If you took that money and you really did use it to buy a cruise for them, why wouldn't you get that money back for them?
I didn't have no problem giving her no money. But
what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Seems like you had a problem because you didn't give it.
No.
If you didn't give it, it sounds like you might have had a problem. And then you didn't invite her to the wedding. You never sent her. Did you ever invite her to the wedding?
Yeah, I invited her to my wedding.
Yeah?
Yes.
I don't think you did.
I did.
I don't think.
I did invite her to my wedding. I invite her to everything that I have.
How is it that you don't talk to each other since March? If she's so close to you.
She never contacted me.
Did you contact her?
I don't have no information. I don't have no information.
I thought you invited her to the wedding. How do you not have information?
I invited her to the
Lady,
wedding.
you're a thief. Return the lady's money. I don't believe a word you say. I wouldn't believe if your tongue came notarized. Pay this lady back the money. $1,070. Verdict for the plaintiff.
All right, so here's the defendant coming out here. Lady, you're a thief. You heard those words. If you're not, explain why you're not.
Because I didn't steal her money. I don't need to steal her money.
Meanwhile, she didn't get her money back, and you're the one who got it from her.
Yeah.
So?
But I didn't steal her
Why didn't
money.
you try harder to get her money back?
I don't have no information for her. So.
Aw. That sounds like a thief.
I'm not a thief. I don't need to steal.
It sounds like. I mean, explain. That
I don't need to steal anything from anybody.
All right. All right, so come on in here. How are you feeling coming out of the courtroom after all this?
I'm glad it's over.
That's your first cousin there.
It is my first cousin. She's steadily saying she didn't have a way to get in contact with me. My cell phone's number been the same for the last 12 years.
You
I
were
hit
trying
up on
hard?
Facebook, email. I went to our grandma's house. You couldn't get in contact with me, or you didn't want to get in contact
So
with me?
what do you think of her now?
I'm thinking it didn't even have to come to this. We're family. It's not supposed to come to this. You did wrong, do right, and let's move on.
So you forgive her?
No.
Harvey?
Frankly, the defendant is lucky she's not being prosecuted criminally, but, the standard of proof is different. Nonetheless, I believe she's lucky. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.